Hey, I just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about the mother of the suspected terrorist bombers up in Boston and her possible connections to known terrorist jihadist groups in Russia. And, there's a lot of speculation going around on unverified information. and it, it's really just kind of fueled by a lot of hatred and people taking all this kind of stuff too personally, I think. I mean, I understand that people feel like America was attacked and we were attacked as Americans as a whole, but um, we there's really a lot more to this issue that we really need to look at, and instead of just jumping on hate and going on this. I mean, I understand people want justice, but this is more of just like a headhunt kind of thing, and the way the news is just jumping on some of the stuff that this mother has said, she's really just wanting to, people to ask questions. She has questions herself, and there's plenty of reason for concern. So, she's angry, she's frustrated, and trying to throw her under the bus. Not trying to understand where she's coming from is really not the right direction if we want to try to resolve some of this stuff and keep this kind of shit from happening in the future, really. Like, I mean, people wonder why people want to kill us. It's probably because we're so ignorant and hateful. But it's just something to think about. As far as like known connections with the mother and jihadist groups, the news right now, CNN, I keep watching them at work, and they're just going nuts on some bullshit connections, speculating on unverified information, basically, that there's not even really any information connecting them to jihadist groups. Just though the mother said some things apparently, and people wanted to jump on these things. But the funny thing is, there's plenty of information that actually is available about this person's status as a potential terrorist, possibly. Several years ago, the older son tried to get a visa, I think it was, or a passport to go to Russia to go visit the family, and the Russian government asked the FBI to do an investigation on him, just to see if he had any known connection to any terrorist groups, and they came back with him not having any known connections or not being any kind of known threat, and that he was good to go, and they've apparently kept in contact with him a little bit since then. I'm not sure what they talked about. Like I said in another video, the mother called it harassment, apparently, but I'm really not sure too much about the details of all that. All I know is that within the past couple of years, he was known to not be any kind of known threat. Now, I do also know that Russia, in that time frame, had kind of cooked up some connections with Chechnya and Al-Qaeda, and this is apparently where those kids came from. The family came from Chechnya, and I talked in another video a little bit about the Russian war on terrorism and the connection with Chechnya and how they kind of used Chechnya as a scapegoat for a lot of their quote-unquote terrorist attacks and stuff, and their war on terror. Blaming a lot of things on Chechnya that the Russian military has actually orchestrated. So, the kind of stuff that people, conspiracy theorists claim that the United States government is doing, like nefarious intentions. But I really, like I said in the other video, I don't think the United States government is really truly that evil. I think that we're very, obviously paranoid and dangerously inept. And while I don't trust the FBI with my life, I do kind of trust them to do a semi-thorough investigation on these guys, enough that they're comfortable with letting these guys go to Chechnya, go back to Russia. If they received training there, well, then that was a big screw up on our part, letting them go over there. But still, whatever. It's not like we can blame ourselves for them or anything. But still, the bottom line is there's a lot going on here that people don't want to look at or talk about. The news just wants to jump on the hate and speculation, and everybody's fueled by this anger and frustration by this need for justice. But like I said, we're just turning this into a headhunt. We're not really going to try to seek justice here. If we really wanted to seek justice, we'd figure out why these people are pissed off in the first place. Maybe try to make some concessions to some of the people in the world that we're, running around pissing off, instead of just, drawing a line in the sand and telling them we'll shoot if they cross it. So, some things to think about, as we face this brave new world that we're entering. Trying to keep our quote-unquote American values, freedom, liberty, truth, justice, this is just a total mockery of justice. So these, like I said, things to think about, please. Y'all have a good day.